We got us a Chicago getting opened up on by Pressure Monster off the bat. Stun right now. It's going to be Chicago with a Chain Harvest. Trying to harvest Pressure Monster and the pet for all their worth with a stun. Sunder on top of it. Pressure trying to see if he might be able to take the pressure off himself with a back-to-back Death Strike. Big Elite Blast for Chicago using that Aegis Trick in order to give himself a little bit of survivability. Using that Static Totem to keep Pressure Monster at bay. The A-Bomb joining the fight. It looks like Chicago is going to slow that A-Bomb down even more than it used to be. And it looks like that Earth Elemental might be able to take a lot of the aggro off of the pets, especially the A-Bomb. Looks like the A-Bomb is actually so focused. Pressure Monster might not be focused enough though. He's focused down, but Chicago, IBF is up. Needs himself some kind of healer, but Chicago does end up focusing on the target, on the Death Knight, surrounded by the army of the undead, but knows that they need to put all the focus on the guy controlling those undeads, and that's exactly what they did. Gonna be Chupos pulling Chicago away, trying to keep Chicago away from the pillars best as they can, because that Ghost Raptor form is going to be able to give him a lot of that survivability, at least able to disengage from Chupils as consumed by the army of the undead. That's going to be yet another grip. Sunder onto Chupils to break away with a Static Totem. And Chicago is at no health, no mana whatsoever. I don't even know if they got much Maelstrom. Going to be the A-Bomb still joining around the corner. Going to be a massive Chain Harvest onto the pets. Chicago actually using Chain Harvest on the pets just to give himself a little bit of survivability. Wanting to go for a massive heal. And if Chicago's playing the Skyfear Legger here, which is what a lot of Vintage Shamans have been doing. Skyfear Legger being the Elemental Shaman Legendary that gives the Flame Shocks more crits. Synergize together with the Ventia Legendary whenever your Flame Shocks crits. You get a cooldown reduction on your Chain Harvest ability. For Vintage Shaman, it actually works out surprisingly well. Using an Elemental Shaman Legendary to make a Venthyr enhancement work. It's kind of nuts. It's going to be like a Counter-Strike Totem. And as Shield Pills does not focus the totem, the pets and the damage from the Death Knight is going to reflect damage back to Chilled. We got himself a Flash Cow just to keep himself alive. Chicago is kind of low health. I don't know if they got Maelstrom or whatnot. So running away from the pets, got himself Ghost Raptor, so maybe Maelstrom generation is at least more sustainable. The pet getting erupted as Shilpa's using it to sacrifice it for a little bit more self-healing. Summon up a new one. Chicago at least got Maelstrom. I don't know if they got the mana. Shilpa's walking past the Static Totem with the Death Advance. Gonna be Chicago with the Aegis Trick and reduces some of the magic damage. Trying to give him some more healing. Trinket out of this one. Do they have a Chain Harvest back up? That's a lot of pets to get flamed with the Flame Shock, but looks like Shilpa's does end up executing him out of the game. Taking him out of the park with Diabolic's going to be up next, sending out all the pets over at Chill Pills. Stun by Diabolic's. Trying to see if he can sneak around a couple of Demon Bolts over at Chill Pills, generate a lot of resources. There's going to be even more Demon Doggas joined in. Elixir Chill Pills is going to back away from Demon Doggas, is able to get himself a Soul Reaper with a bonus on Dead Summon. Diabolic's is going to use some of these resources to create a hand to go down off of that pet. Diabolic's, I wonder what setup he's going for. Is he playing that Necrolord setup, or is he going for like a Night Fae big old Tyrant Burst? I guess we'll find out soon. Using the Gnome Racial in order to give himself a little bit more mobility. Mordecai and Chilpas might be in trouble. That's going to be Tyrant as he gets hit with a stun. That's going to be a stun on the Warlock, but the Tyrant got a big old blast in it. Chilpas under a ton of pressure. It's going to have to go for a death pack. Definitely used to interrupt the Tyrant or land inside that thing. There's a lot of pets still attacking him, but no help whatsoever. Just necrotic himself out with a death pack. Diabolic's took him out, letting the pets just claw and tear at the Death Knight. Only so much you can do. We see that Flash Scar right now. Now we know what kind of ability he's going for. Let's see if he ends up going for maybe a Decimated Bolt, because he didn't even try there. If you only got a Decimated Bolt on a Chill Pills while he's low, that X-Keep bonus would have been fantastic. Or you know what? We might have missed it too. Diabolic's might have used the Decimated Bolt on one of the pets from Chill Pills at some point. Maybe got that thing low enough. That's why he's generating so many soul shards. Gonna be an interrupter to Stevework as he's trying to get a Mirror Torment on Diabolic's. Could use a Mirror Torment on the pet instead. It looks like that's exactly what he's gonna go for. That's gonna be an Axe Toss out of the main pet. I think it's gonna, or maybe something broke that what's it called? Resolve Trinket. That's going to be Stevework actually focusing a lot of attention on the pet instead of Diabolic's. I think just building up resources. Ban the Rachel in the pet. Trying to go for a big burst of Diabolic's. That Mordecai is going to get him out there. That's going to be lots of missile procs from Stevework. Just trying to see if he can burst Diabolic's down. Just get Axe Toss interrupted. That's going to be Diabolic's sending up some Demon Bolts. It's going to be quite chunky bolts. Stevework with a massive miss with a barrage to follow. It looks like he's going to go for a bit of a reset himself. There's going to be missiles flying as he got himself the Resolve Trinket. He's trying to focus down the pet. Diabolic's might have to summon a new one. And maybe that's what Stevework is going to go for. Try to get the pet low enough. Barrage to execute it. Diabolic's is going to have to summon a new one with a fell Dom. Touch your magic getting set up. Let's see if we're trying to see Band Rachel to follow. It's going to be Arcane Buster after. Does he have an interrupt to follow? Looks like it's going to be Mordecai. Seavark has himself all the time. Fiorn to Seavark is going to be Decimated Bolt right after. Going to be Invis for Seavark. Does he have any more go right after? Going to be Missiles to follow. There's going to be Balsa because he doesn't have any more defensive available. It's going to be a Stunner to Seavark with an interrupt. As I'm actually going to cast off with a Barrage to follow. Misses on the pet, so it looks like the Axtal stun goes through, but the interrupt doesn't do anything. But I think it does get consumed by resolve. And Seavark goes for a... I think he was trying to see if he can predict Diabolical Support behind the pillar. I think that's what he's trying to go for, because he just sent it kind of all the way out in the open, and Diabolicals didn't even go anywhere. I think that's what he was trying to go for. He was trying to maybe see if he could predict it, and send it. Diabolicals is trying to hold onto that portal until the last second. More to call into Seavark. It looks like it's going to be resolve trick. It does consume it. I think he literally sent out the pet interrupt. Wait, speaking about pet. Seavark worked down that big pet. Diabolicals doesn't have a pet. Unless he got a fell down very, very soon. This man is out in the open. He's kind of naked right now. Does get himself a portal. With a flash cut to follow, it's going to be Seavark trying to see if he can blink at him. Mirror's Storm getting set up. Does connect. Diabolicals can't even go to some of the pet. Even if he goes for a Fear onto Seavark, he can't really do much. Shadow Fury. Seavark's going to have to get hit there. Blinks it. That's going to be resolve stricken. And starts to imagine. Rune of Power. Does Seavark have a big go? Missiles flying in. Loads of damage loading up. Arcane Sphere should hit him for quite a lot. Diabolicals doesn't really go anywhere. That should imagine does a bit of damn with missiles to follow. Does he have Axos? He does. Looks like the Axos does get the stun and the interrupt. More to call. Does give himself resolve. It's going to be Diabolicals sitting out in the open with the mirrors. Fear onto Seavark, but he does a massive miss out of it. That's going to be more mirrors with Seavark setting up a ult time in case Diabolicals goes behind him. It's going to appear behind him with a barrage to see if they execute Emotes. Potentially interrupt him in shadow with more missiles. Barrage again. No help whatsoever with a fire blast at the end. Just blasting him out of the park. Max prestige quick scope because I think it's literally what he's trying to go for, man. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Fatal, thank you so much for going by, man. Hope you enjoyed the duels. Gonna be Sensei up next. Yo, Seavark. I don't know if he's got himself. I don't know how he's gonna go against a monk. I don't know how you fight that. Massive Viz is gonna boop him out of the way. Seavark still maintaining his Viz. There was a massive Viz to keep him in there. Soren, how you doing, man? Hope you're having a good one. Sensei getting in with the Arcane Sphere. I think he's just gonna have to take the damage. He has a lot of defenses here to work with. I don't know if he got himself the Aegis Trinket for this one. Lexip and Seavark blinking away from it. Mirror's Torment on one of the images, maybe? No, yeah, it's going to be on one of the images. Eventually, those images should do enough damage. I think maybe Sensei, if he can maybe cancel out those images. I don't know if he can. But Mirror's Torment are going to give him some procs for Seavark for getting the missiles in there. Definitely to get missiles on the Sensei whenever possible. It's going to be Zuen right next to him. Touch of Magic getting set up. There's going to be a bunch of missiles loading in. Sensei's got himself the 4 Broom. Going to be quite a bit of damage getting loaded up. Polymorph onto Zuen, so it's going to be a lot of the damage denied. A Sensei trying to see if he can close the gap. But Seavark does get the jab. It's going to be all the time up as he goes in for a port. Trying to see if he can maybe Ventier out of there. Has himself all the time in case his health is in a tight spot. He's actually just going to let that all the time tick out. And Sensei's going to commit some damage. He's going to get healed up. Going to be Sensei getting himself a proc. I'm spinning crane kick, but it's going to be Panda Racial with a poly. It's going to get DR'd on one another with a knockback onto Sensei to follow. Quick jab and interrupt as he's trying to go, I think, for shadow damage. Yeah, trying to get himself Mirror's Torment with a shadow. Temporarily letting him heal a little bit. See if I still hold on to an ice bucket if he needs to. Quick board and Sensei trying to see if he can stay on top of Seavark as best as possible. Sensei has a human Rachel, so he cannot break out of any CC that Seavark throws at him, which is really just polymorph and the slows. I guess Roots 2. In cap onto Seavark. This is going to be Vivify. Hunter's Mark by Annie. I don't know why he put a Hunter's Mark on him. Maybe just to see where he's at. That's going to be all the time for Seavark with the Mirrors of Torment to Sensei. He's going to close it back in. And it's going to just let those Mirrors of Torment just generate all the time. Or rather, missile procs for Seavark. Seavark has himself maybe a big old Touch of Magi. Root onto Sensei. Touch of Magi. Big missiles. Does Sensei have anything for him to wait? Oh! Roots himself out. Aegis. Barrage. Oh! Just let the Barrage connect with the Touch of Magi. Just let it crush him. Just put him in a prison and just crush him into dust. Crush him to bits. Jesus! With Tin's God looking for to back up out of there onto Seavark. Literally back it up. I think he's giving him an opportunity to catch up a little bit of healing. I think that's what exactly was trying to do. Yeah, he's just backpedaling out. He's just, I think he's giving an opportunity to get himself a full go. Because he knows that Seavark did just use a lot of cooldowns just now, yeah? Trying to see if he might be able to get a Mirror's Torment versus Tin's God. Gonna be a quick in cap with a BDB and Tin's God with a Fist of Fury looking to drop him down. Polymorph, no way to interrupt it. Seavark to see himself a big go. Gonna be Mirror's Torment and Tin's God unless he goes for a defuse, which actually he could to reverse it. And he might just want to reverse. Does happen. Seavark eventually could silence himself out. That could be really bad. I guess he got himself that resolve chicken. He's just gonna ice block it. Just to get himself as much self-healing. Just to see if he can catch back up to full. That might not be a terrible idea. Gonna be a big old barrage with a nose. See if I try to see if I might be able to blink away from Tinsgott with a missiles right after. As a big old kick comes down for Tinsgott with a Zwen. Trying to keep the barrages rolling on Tinsgott as best it can with the poly right after. Polymorph again. Mirrors the Torment to follow. Arcane Sphere. Maybe has himself a big old go. Possibly, unless he got defensive. It looks like it's going to be a big old lockdown. The Aegis took his back up with a Karma in case he needs to. There's a Torment still on, and Panda Rachel real quick. Let's try to see if we can door Shadows. It looks like he's going to try to go for a Whirling Dragon Punch. We got some damage out of a Whirling Punch, but not really. Another touch of the magic getting set up. Is that going to be Karma? I think it was a Charmel for a second. Yeah, I think that's what it was going to be Karma. Let's see if we can just blast through this. He got himself all the time, so you can just let a Karma stack up on him. He's going to use that all the time. Maybe it's got in the bets, but oh, it does end up crushing the second monk down. Last time, since God didn't really give Seavark much of an opportunity to really do something. I think it's going to be over for Seavark, though. He did the very best he could with that, without Hunter taking him out at the very end. But you're gonna try to see if I'm able to make a play here. Gonna be chicken out of the stun, like Lasso in the corner. Annie going for chicken of their own. Does get knocked back. Was that a disengage or a thunderstorm knockback? Lots of lava birds just now. How many did you just send? Oh my god, sending even more. I think he got like a mastery build for this one. Is that what he's got going on? Like a Giga mastery build? And he going for a disengage with a harpoon. I think trying to see if maybe set up a freezing traveler. You get a chicken side of it. And he no whatsoever. Maybe acceleration. You got to try to see if we're going to end it. One more global. Flame Shock just take him out. Just thinking about Flame Shock really easily there. Trying to see if we can survive it. Seavark with 1,000,000 damn. That's how much these monks have to heal. Actually, the boss heals quite a bit, but these monks have to heal through about 1,000,000 damn. He just overpowered him at the end, dude. There it is. There we go, boys. Big Arcane Blaster Master in here. Let's go.